Hello and welcome. You're tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. I'm Shrishti Sharma and with me as always is Shell D'Souza. And viewers, this is the show where you get answers for all your stock related queries. And viewers, today is the 4th Wednesday of the month and today is indeed a women's special day. So we are going to be catering to all the queries that our women investors write to us for today. So do get ready for that. But before that, let's have a quick look what the markets are up to. So Cheryl, seems like a good day coming in for the markets. It's been a volatile day actually, but the good part is that the broader markets are supportive as of now.
Absolutely. A very good morning to you, Shrishti. And if you look at the markets, they're doing absolutely nothing. They're pretty flat. Markets, rather Nifty has been testing those record high levels. Today also we are hoping that we will touch that record high level, conquer the previous record high levels. So hopefully we should go ahead on that momentum going ahead. But right now the benchmark indices are absolutely flat. You have Nifty Bank in the negative territory while the broader markets are supportive because you had broader markets hit a fresh record high levels on an intraday basis. Now at the day's highest point, that's the way how the broader markets are looking like at this point in time. But let's take a look at the rest of the markets and what the picture is it like there. Because if we look at the advanced decline ratio in the favor of the gainers as we speak. Talking about the list of gainers, you have LTI Mindtree seeing a big mover about 6%. The stock has got an upgrade from a brokerage house, so that's the reason why LTI Mindtree is moving. You have Wipro, Infosys holding on to very strong gains. You have IndusInd Bank, that one also is moving on the back of a brokerage note. And also Tech Mahindra is seeing good momentum. While on the flip side is Hero MotoCorp taking it a bit easy in trade today. And not just Hero MotoCorp, from the auto pack, you have Maruti Suzuki also that is declining in trade, 1% down. Nestle Britannia are the other set of losers in trade today. So if you look at the sectoral print, then you have the FMCG Realty Index among the top sectoral losers. While on the flip side is the IT index holding on pretty strong, 1.7% uptick as we speak. And also the PSU sector also is actually seeing some momentum. But that's the way how the markets are looking like at this point in time, Shrishti.
All right, nothing much on the index level, but a lot of stock specific action, and that's what we are tracking. But with this, viewers, let's move on and put the spotlight on the defense pack because there has been a stellar rally in the defense PSUs over the past 2 years. But that seems to have hit a speed bump right now, with many names down by 20 to 30% since July. But how does this fare with historical trend? Kunal and Nikunj join in with an analysis. Let's go across and listen into that.
So, defense PSUs is where everybody is been talking about. First, this mega, massive, I like to use the word giant bull run, and now a subtle correction has kicked in. Now, we may optically look at the Nifty and say markets at an all-time high, but trust me, under the surface action in some of the defense PSUs is not all that exciting if you really look from the recent high. So Kunal, what is the data indicating?
So it's interesting, Nikunj, because the setup for defense stocks, we know, of course, over the last 2 years, how these stocks have performed as an overall basket. So we've broken this up into two parts, the large cap defense names, the more prominent ones, HAL, BEL, and the mid cap ones, likes of Mascow, Dog, GRSE, etc. Now the two bunch of data indicates that the recent correction for the likes of HAL, BEL is almost to the tune of 17% to 15% broadly, which means 15% more or less for the larger cap names from the July highs towards the current closing price for yesterday for these stocks. But the mid cap end of the defense stocks, they've corrected by a margin of 30 to 35% broadly, which means that the pain in the large cap stocks is much less as compared to the pain in the mid cap stocks. Not just this, what we have done is over the last 4 years, from 2020, we've assessed that when were the major periods of correction for these stocks. An interesting set of data points indicates that the likes of, for example, BEL, Cochin Shipyard, Mascow, Dog, all of these stocks, they have corrected below their averages so far. So, for example, if the average correction for large cap stocks was around 20% to 25%, the likes of HAL and BEL, they've corrected 15% to 17% broadly, which means there could be a residual correction of another 10%, even if you go by the previous averages corrections for the stocks within the defense pack.
So the stocks which have fallen less, for example, HAL and the other large ones, what are the chances that they could fall much more and this could be an average 30% correction?
Exactly. So even if you assume that it's a more or less a very similar correction in the last 4 years, these stocks, they would probably fall by another 5% to 10%. before we find a major bottom for themselves or a mean reversion which has gone into the historical terms for these stocks. The mid-cap end of the defense stocks, the likes of GRSC, Massgaon, Cochin Shipyard, etc., these stocks have corrected slightly above their averages or the previous last 4 corrections for themselves. So if their previous corrections were 32%, 35%, these stocks have corrected by 37% to 40% as well. So which means what could now happen is that rather than a straight fall for the entire defense stocks, you might probably see the defense stocks getting into a more fragmented sell-off. Only few large cap names, they could probably continue one more leg of correction. The mid cap correction could halt, they could go into a zone of a pause. But as an overall basket, if you look at this over the next 1 to 3 months, there could be an overall residual correction of another 5% to 7% in the entire defense sector.
Okay, so mid cap defense, don't go short, don't sell if you own them. Large cap defense, the big ones,
correct,
like HEL would be a big one, BEL would be a big one. A 5 to 10% correction cannot be ruled out.
Correct, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so that's fantastic data that where the defense stocks are headed in the near term.
All right, so that's all about the PSU Defense Pack, but this is the show, viewers, where we get you answers for all of your stock-related query. And today, being the 4th Wednesday of the month, which means it's the Women's Special Edition of Buy Now, Sell Now, where we will be taking all the queries coming in from our women investors or viewers who write to us, and we will be catering to their stock-related queries in a bid to help them actually make a sound advice when it comes to their portfolio. So you can write to us on the number flashing on your screen. Do remember to mention your name, the location you're writing in from, mention that name as well, along with the buy price, the quantity, as well as the time horizon in case you've already purchased a stock. And in case you want to purchase the stock, also do mention the time horizon. In that way, we will be able to guide you better. And talking about guiding you better, we have 2 experts joining us on the show. We will have Hemen Kapadia joining us on the technical, while on the fundamentals, we have Saurabh Jain joining us this morning. A very good morning to you, Saurabh, as well as Hemen. Thank you so much for joining us on ET Now. And today is the Women's Special Edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. So let me take the first query that is coming in from Reena Thomas. She's writing to us from Kerala and she wants to know about IOC. She's purchased 500 shares at a price of 181 rupees per share. She's saying though the index is going up, the share price seems to be a bit stagnant. Should she look to exit and enter at a lower level? And she wants to hold the stock for the longer term. Saurabh, what's your take coming in from on IOC? What should she do given the fact the stock has seen its fair share of rise of late, but the buy price for our viewer is a bit high. It's at 181 rupees per share.
I think it is a value stock. There is a dividend play out also there. And in my opinion, I think she should keep it for the long term. I mean, the refining capacity side, they are adding more capacity in the future, and the numbers were also good, better than the expectation. So in that sense, I'll say hold on to it.
Right, that's a hold coming in on IOC, but the next query that I have is coming in on SJVN. And Hemen, if you can advise Sheelu what to do in this one. She's holding 100 shares and buy price is 150 rupees. Is that a hold or sell at this point?
It's a clear hold, Srishti. Very good morning. But once again, the time frame will have to be around 6 months, and only then it's a hold.
All right, Hemen, this one is from Anita. She's writing to us from Mumbai. She wants to know about HAL. 4,885 is a buy price coming in for Hindustan Aeronautics. Should she look to hold, average or exit at this point in time from HAL?
Same answer, Cheryl. Scintillating, significant, massive run-up. It's a time price retracement. This is going to take time. So it's a bull market. It's a correction within a bull market. Intermediate correction could take long, could come to 4,500 once again. So patience and ability to see some downside. Yes, then it's a clear hold. But yeah, time frame would obviously mean not short-term, Cheryl.
All right, moving on to the next query. This one is coming from Harini from Chennai. And Hemen, once again a query for you because Harini is looking for a short-term target on Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals. She's already holding 100 shares, buy price is 522 rupees. The whole space has been on the move. But what's your take on this one, Hemen, and any short-term targets?
Yeah, I'm not sure what her specification of a short term is. it's very clearly setting the stage for a breakout. 10 weeks of a sideways movement. So looks positive. I mean, if she has, once again, I'm not sure if 2 months is a short term for her, but time frame is 2 months, close about 540 should give a good return. So hold that now.
All right, this next one is coming in from Leena, writing to us from Kolkata. I know we had to make you wait for a while, Saurabh, but she wants to know what Tata Technologies for the long term. Does it make sense to buy at current levels or wait for the stock to come closer to about 1,000 rupees per share levels? I look to buy this one then.
I mean, with the Fed on the US side, the outlook is that the Fed is going to cut rates, which will help, which will boost their economy, and the discretionary spending, which is seen as a lull in the last quarters, will shine, and thus the outlook for the IT sector also shine. In my opinion, Tata, I mean, it makes sense to hold on to this stock because I mean the valuations have corrected after the listing, and the in the quarters to come, I think the growth opportunity lies there. So in that sense, I'll say hold.
Hold coming in on Tata Tech. The stock has been on the move as well. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take more of your stock-related queries.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, and it is the women's special edition of Buy Now Sell Now, where we take queries from all of our women viewers, women investors who are asking us about this stock related queries. The next one is coming from Smita Vikram, who's writing to us from Bangalore. She wants to know about BHEL. She's already invested in the counter at a price of around 304 rupees per share, Hemen, and she wants to know what's the suitable target for BHEL for a period of about 3 to 6 months.
Assuming the sideways consolidation phase comes to an end, Cheryl, her time frame could be just a little bit touch and go. So the target would be some around 370, Cheryl.
All right, moving on. And Saurabh, the next query is coming from Meenakshi from Chennai, and she wants an advice on a couple of counters. Any of the stock you like at this price point where the valuation comfort is there and she can enter at current market price. She has stocks like PFC, Steel Strips Wheels, as well as Natco Pharma in mind. So amongst these three, any of the stock you like right now, Saurabh?
I think Netco Pharma is a very interesting story, which is looking to me in the as you say that the rally is also been happening in the pharmaceutical stocks. On the valuation side, also there is a comfort, and if you look at the operational number, the company is going at a rate of more than 30-40%. In the next 2-3 years, she can expect a very big target. So out of the three, Netco Pharma, she can go.
This one is coming in from Sudha, and she wants to know whether she should reduce her holdings in CDSL Varun Beverages and PB Fintech as well as Suprajit Engineering. So basically her entire portfolio. She's asking us a view on whether she should look to invest instead in Tata Tech, Bajaj Finserv or Vedanta for the matter of fact. What's your take, Saurabh, if you've been able to catch some of the names that I spoke about? Does it make sense to make the rejig in her portfolio at this point in time?
In my opinion, I think she can, reduce some position in the CDSL. Varun is expensive, but the growth stories still look very promising. So here also she can reduce a bit. With respect to the stocks that she had talked about, I don't like any of them. Instead, I will recommend her to invest in the companies like Axis Bank, Netco Pharma, or for that matter, Reliance.
Right, Saurabh, once again coming to you because this one is a long-term query. Time horizon is for 3 to 5 years, and Simran Soni from Pondicherry has written to us for two counters. Firstly is VIP. She's holding 100 shares, buy price is 550 rupees, and she also has Equita Small Finance Bank, 50 shares, buy price is 94 rupees. Saurabh, she is sitting at a loss in both of these names, but good to hold on for the long term or maybe look out for better opportunities.
I think in case of Equitas, I'll say no. With respect to the VIP industry, I think the company is quite optimistic, but that is not actually getting reflected in the numbers because I see a lot of competition in the space, both in the travel and tourism and the the normal package which people use on the daily basis. So my advice would be to exit from both the counters, and I would recommend the same stocks to her. Better to go with the Natco and Axis.
Right. This next one is coming in from Radha, who's writing to us from Bangalore. Hemen, coming to you. 2,000 shares of HCC at a price of 51 rupees per share. Should she stay put with this one or look to exit? 3 to 6 months is the time horizon.
Here, hold longer term uptrend in place, Cheryl. We've gone into a consolidation phase for the past few weeks. That doesn't change the nature or the texture of the move. Hold further upside seems like a clear possibility, especially if it's 6 months or more, Cheryl.
All right, moving on, and the next query is quite a special query, an interesting query coming in from Tina, because she's written that it's her brother's birthday tomorrow and she wants to gift him some of the stocks as a birthday present, and she would like to know a basket of stocks, maybe 3 to 4 stocks where she could enter for the next 12 to 18 months. And Saurabh, why don't you go ahead and help her with some of the good stocks to invest? Maybe by next birthday she can hold on to these and his brother can enjoy some handsome profits out there.
I can advise a portfolio to her. In the IT space, I would recommend HCL Technologies. In the pharma space, I would recommend Netco Pharma. In the utility space, I would suggest to go with the SJVN. In the banking space, I would suggest her to go with the Axis Bank. And in the retail arena, I would recommend her to go with the conglomerate Reliance. So this way, she can buy these 5 stocks in equal proportion for next 18 to 24 months.
All right, this one is coming from Shahana, who's writing to us from Chennai. He wants to know about EIH hotels at current price for the long term. The long term is 4 years. What's your take, Saurabh? At current price, do you think this stock is worth buying?
Hotel space is looking very good to me. If you see, all the companies are posting up good numbers. In case of EIH, the company doesn't have such growth plans. I think there is some kind of dispute in the management or so. I would rather recommend her to go with the company like Lemon Tree. The major capex activity has been done, and the company is now reducing its debt. Now the major expenditure is on the renovation of their existing properties, and now the company is on the asset light model. So in the hotel space, I would suggest her to go with the Lemon Tree.
Moving on, and him in the next query is from Neha, and she wants a technical view on 2 counters, and she is sitting at good profits in both of these. Firstly is Gillette India. She is enjoying a 30% profit out here, and the other one is NIIT Limited, having 50% profit in this counter, and we know that NIIT Limited has done pretty well in the last week itself. So wants to know a technical view, good to book out profits, or she can continue to hold on for the next 1 to 3 months.
Firstly, congratulations to her on such nice investments. Starting with Gillette, short term, medium term, long term, uptrend on all time frames, fresh all time high, nothing to worry. Hold, I believe we are heading towards 5 figures, so not much of a concern. NIT has been in the news because of a marquee investor taking a stake. I believe there could be a cool off coming in. 2 big gaps had a phenomenal move, so a cool off period coming in. So if she's going to ride this, which I think she should, it's a hold. Otherwise, partial profit booking isn't exactly a bad idea, but this move would warrant a small correction.
This one is coming in from Sushila, and she wants to know about RVNL, about 358 shares at a price of 154. She wants to know whether she should continue to stay put with it or look to exit. What's your take coming on this one, Saurabh? RVNL making healthy set of profits. Maybe she bought it at a time when the ride for this counter was just starting. What's your take now?
The company is good, but the valuations are really asking. I mean, I would suggest her to at least book partial profit. See, the government capex hasn't come in this financial year because of the election. The first quarter, it was down by 35%. And we are seeing some kind of softness coming in all the PSUs, given the higher valuations and the capex has not been done by the government. Private sector too is also not participating much. So in that sense, I would recommend her to book major quantity as a profit.
Next query that I have, Hemen, is from N. Lakshmi Nagini, writing to us from Hyderabad, and she has 3 queries. Firstly is on Keynes Technology. She is holding 20 shares. Buy price is 587 rupees. The other one is Craftsman Automation. Here the buy price is 1490. And the last one is on Root Mobile. On this counter, her buy price is just 854 rupees. So enjoying handsome profits in Root Mobile. So Hemen, 3 counters where she wants an advice whether to hold on or book some profits out here. If you want me to repeat any, please let me know. Hemen, I guess you are on mute.
My bad. Yeah. I'll start with Kane's technology. I mean, paucity of data, but whatever data we have, safely ensconced in a uptrend on all time frames. So not much to worry. I suggest a hold. Root is the other stock that you mentioned. We walked into a corrective phase, not a very clear picture from a medium term point of view, and I don't have enough data to give a longer term view. So this is something a short term oversold situation bounces underway or is coming. So this can be a sell on bounce, keeping a time shorter term time frame in mind. Shishti, and the last stock was?
Okay, one was Kane's, the other one was Craftsman Automation, and Root you just answered.
Okay, yeah. Craftsman was good, is good. Once again, not much of data, uptrend on all time frames. I think Craftsman is a hold, but closer to 7100 is where she can probably book some profit.
So that's the view coming in on Craftsman Automation, Root Mobile, as well as Kane's Technology. But on that note, viewers, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. More queries on the other side. Remember, it's the women's special edition of Buy Now Sell Now.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, and let's keep it going with all your stock related queries. Viewers, do remember that today we are catering to all the queries that our women viewers and investors are writing to us. And keeping up with the same, the next query that I have, Hemen, is coming in from Shalini, and she wants 2 of your best picks that where she can invest for the short term right now, and she's looking particularly for shares from the financial sector. So any of your top bets from this sector, Hemen?
Okay, the shorter term time frame, first stock that I like is Poonawalla. Short term uptrend consolidation phase. A breakout is coming in today above the 55-day exponential moving average. So Poonawalla can be a short term pick. The other stock is Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Services. Medium term uptrend has just given a breakout. So the upside seems like a possibility. Indicators are supporting the move. Consolidation has been there. Base formation. So 2 stocks from a slightly shorter term point of view, financial space.
All right. This next query that I have is coming from Poonam. She's writing to us from Gurgaon, and she wants to know about a few stocks that she's making loss in currently. Actually, Saurabh, one is Tatva Chintan, 2600 is the buy price. The other one is Sona Count Star, 743 is the buy price. She's making losses in both of these counters. She wants to know now what to do. Stay put with them or look to exit and look at some better stocks instead.
Won't be able to give suggestion on Tattva Chintan, but with respect to the Soma Comstar, I think the on the auto in the auto ancillary space, the company is making good progress. They are diversifying largely into the EV. The proportion of the revenue will increase going forward. It's the company is playing on the global arena, and if she can hold for long term, I think surely she will be able to make some money.
All right, then moving on to the next query. Hemen, Radha from Bangalore has written to us, and she's having 6% loss in 2 of the large caps. One is SBI and the other one is Tata Motors. What's your take coming in on both of these, Hemen?
If it's a shorter term time frame, Cheryl, I think then it's a book loss sort of a scenario. But if it is slightly medium to long term move, I think most of the PSU banks have had a run up, including State Bank of India. They are in corrections of a greater degree. But if I were to look at a slightly longer term time frame, a new all time high is in the offing. But once again, it's not a short term move, so that she will have to consider. As far as Tata Motors is concerned, I don't see much of a problem. A close above 1110 should trigger our short term upside, and we should probably test the all-time high. So a more comfortable hold on Tata Motors in the short term, but a strong hold for both on a longer term.
As you're talking about the large cap stocks, we have the Nifty that has actually hit a fresh record high levels in intraday trading session. There you go. You can see the spike. We've conquered the previous record high levels of 25,078.3. Now we are inching closer to 25,100 on the Nifty. So indeed, the day which was turning out to be pretty lull, right now it's picking up good steam. Remember, you had the broader markets that hit a record high level on an intraday trading basis today, and now you have Nifty as well that's joining the suit, and we've hit a record high level once again on the Nifty index. We've conquered the previous record high levels. Now we are marching towards 25,100 quite decisively, isn't it, Shrishti?
Well, certainly, Cheryl, and today seems like that the IT sector is definitely saying that this is it, because what you can see is that Nifty IT is up more than 2% in trade, and that is LTI Mindtree that is leading the charts. And across the board, like we were also highlighting, that even the broader markets are participating in this rally. For the past 3 to 4 days, we have seen that Nifty 50 has been consolidating but holding well above that 25,000 mark. And indeed today, a great day coming, because it's yet again an all-time high and a fresh record high coming in for Nifty 50. We are waiting by to see that if Nifty Bank actually catches up the rally or not, because as of now Nifty Bank is trading in the red, 71 points cut, but that's just meager for a banking index of 51,000 and above. So very interesting move coming in on the benchmark indices, Cheryl, and definitely if you see, then the top 3 counters are indeed from the IT space.
Absolutely. For today, at least they are from the IT space, but some of the counters that have actually seen a good record or rather good jump over the last few trading sessions. Remember, Nifty took 18 trading sessions to come back to that all-time high levels. It last hit a record high level on the 1st of August. And now today, on the 28th of August is when we've hit a fresh record high level. Shriram Finance is one of the counters that's seen a good strong move of over 8% since August 1st. You have Bajaj Auto, you have Tech Mahindra that have actually seen a good jump from Nifty's previous record high levels. But today, it's all about IT. Like Shrishti mentioned, IT is the showstopper in today's trading session, given the fact that we have massive gains coming in for LTI Mindtree, Wipro, Infosys as well, taking the Nifty to all-time high levels. We'll get to some voices to talk about where the markets are now headed from here on. But let me continue with the query then till then. This one is coming from Fabiola, who's writing to us from Bangalore. She has Hindustan Copper 300 shares at a price of 366 rupees per share and Petronet LNG at the price of 380. Where are the stocks headed? Is it a hold or no? What's your take coming on these stocks, Hemen?
Hindustan Copper is either a hold or a add, Cheryl. Everything is fine. We've had a time price retracement. We've had a 4-month correction from 410 to 280. A short-term bottom in pace, high tops, high bottoms coming in. So I think Hindustan Copper is a hold, if not a buy, Cheryl.
What about Petronet LNG then? 380 is the buy price for Petronet.
Stop loss of 360 hold. Close above, weekly close above 380 should take it to 410. Remains in an uptrend on all time frames.
All right, moving on to the next query then, and Saurabh, the next query is on Adani Wilmar, wherein Komal from Mumbai is holding 2,000 shares and her buy price is 389 rupees. Komal is at some losses in this one, but is that a hold or sell at this point?
I think on the operation side, if you look at the number were impressive. The pressure on the edible oil side has gone now, which we saw in the last year. On the other product category like Fortune, the company is coming with on the online platform also, and the company is also trying to gain market share. So in my opinion, I think in the FMCG basket, Adani Wilmar looks good to me. She can hold for another 10-15% kind of a gain.
All right. The next query that I have is actually coming in from Padma, who's a senior citizen. Has Tata Elxsi at a price of 7,800 and Cochin Shipyard at a price of 2,200 rupees per share. Makes sense to stay put with both of these counters or look to exit. What's your take coming in on both of this? Actually, Hemen, luckily, she is making good profits for now in Tata Elxsi.
profit book, but after 3 years of a correction, I would be more bullish than bearish on Tata Elxsi share. And the other stock is Cochin Shipyard. Once again, most of the PSU stocks have had a phenomenal move. We have to pay for this move in terms of a deeper correction, and that's what is happening. So I would suggest to hold. Once again, the view needs to be slightly longer term.
Moving on, and Hemen, once again coming to you because Neelam from Jaipur wants a short-term view on two counters. Firstly is Rupa and Company. She's having 30% profit in this stock, and the other one is Piramal Enterprise. Here too she's making 25% gains. So what's your take on both of these? Hemen's good to hold on, or maybe look out for some partial profit booking because she can continue holding it for another 2 to 3 months.
Rupa quantifies as a whole, Srishti. We've given a breakout above 310 after almost a year of consolidation. Notwithstanding a small pull off that we're seeing, I believe about 360 we should gravitate towards 390 and 400 in the time frame that she's mentioned. So I would suggest hold Rupa. It sort of was somnolent for a long time. It's just woken up now. So it looks fine. And the other stock, Srishti?
Was Piramal Enterprise. She's having 25% gains here.
Okay, this is also another stock which looks very promising. I would suggest to hold about 1150. It's going to give a bigger move. It's been consolidating. All systems are technically go, indicators, moving averages, high top, high bottom. Succinctly put, hold.
This next query that I have is actually coming in from I'm actually trying to scan through. I have a lot of them who's writing on behalf of their wives, but this one is coming in from Srividya, who's writing to us from Chennai. She has PNB, Canara Bank as well as Bank of Baroda in her portfolio. For the last 2 years, she's holding on to these counters. Do you think now is the time to offload them or stay put with them? What's the take coming in on these PSU banks, Saurabh?
I think PSU space bank, this space looks interesting to me on the valuation side. If you look at the relative to the market valuation, it is quite comforting. Out of the three stocks, I would recommend her to hold on to the Canara Bank, and for the rest of two, I would rather recommend her to switch to Axis and ICICI.
All right, moving on, but before that, that's 25,100 mark that you are seeing on the Nifty 50 for the very first time. Markets are at record high levels, but we are just building on to the gains after witnessing that breakout on the benchmark indices. But let's see that whether it sustains or not, as well as whether Bank Nifty catches up the rally. But let's get back to your stock related queries, and the next query is coming from Sheetal. And Saurabh, she wants your take on IRB Infra. She's already holding 300 shares, buy price is 64 rupees. What to do in this one, and any targets for the next 1 year as well?
I think it is a very interesting play in the infrastructure stocks. In the second half of the financial year after this monsoon, we'll see activity picking up, and in that sense, I think the company will do well. I would suggest a hold for the long term.
Alright, that's a hold coming in on IRB Infra. But for this viewers, it's once again time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take more of your stock related queries. Remember, the Nifty Bank is still like almost 2,000 points away from its all-time high levels. But for this viewers, let's quickly get back to all your stock-related queries. Then we still have Saurabh and Hemen with us. And the next query that I have, Hemen, let me take it from you because Tanuja from Calicut is holding IEX from a price of 148 rupees. Is that a switch or exit at this point, Hemen? What's your view?
No technical reason to signal a sell. Once again, short term, medium term, long term, uptrend on all time frames, it's a rounding bottom in place. Further upside seems like a very distinct possibility.
Saurabh, the next query is coming from Rima, holding 195 shares of Ola Electric. What's your take on this one? Her buy price is 126 rupees. Saurabh, we have seen phenomenal moves, but what to do now?
Out of the stock, it is a new listing, and a lot of euphoria is there because of a huge liquidity in the system. The stock got doubled and now seeing correction. I think wait for 6 months. I mean, see at least quarterly earnings, because just it is a pure EV play. People are lapping up share and it is quite expensive. So in my opinion, exit it.
Right. Hemen, the next query is from Padma Rao. What's your take on BLS International? Good stock to enter at current market price for a short-term trading?
Yeah, stop loss 418, target 463.
So those are the targets and stop loss to look out for. But moving on to the next one. This one is coming in from Shanti. She didn't share the buy price of Trent, but Saurabh, if you can help us with your take on Trent, because just today we have seen the stock hitting its all-time high levels, and we have seen great moves on this one. But good time to book out some partial profits in this one, or continue to stay invested.
Valuations are expensive, but it is a very good story. The studio is going on a roll. I mean, the companies keep on adding new formats, new stores, and seeing a lot of traction coming in. So in that sense, keep it for long term. It's a kind of a long term portfolio story.
All right, so that's the take coming in on Trent. But with this, viewers, it's time's up in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Thank you so much, Saurabh, as well as Hemen, for joining us today and helping all our women investors with their stock-related queries. So that was Women's Special for you all. But for this, it's time to wrap this edition. It's a goodbye from me, Cheryl, and the entire team who put this show together. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.